Hello, I'm Josh, and welcome to what I'm going to explain of Stardew Valley for the time being. As you start off, the first thing you want to do, this is pretty much every time you wake up, you always want to check your TV. What you want to check is the weather. They'll tell you what tomorrow's weather is. What you really want to watch out for is when it's raining, because raining means you don't have to water your crops, which I'll get to a bit later. The fortune teller, which tells you how lucky you're going to be today. As you can see, today is neutral, which means we're not going to be particularly lucky or unlucky. Luck factors into mining and also some drop rates, which we'll explain when we get to mining. And sometimes you get living off the land, which just gives you general tips on what to do, how to harvest. This one's for foraging. As you start off, you'll get your seeds, 10 parsnip seeds, get your quests, and step outside. You also have your mailbox here, which you'll know when you get mail, and you got your shipping box here. Everything you want to sell at the end of the day needs to be here, and it'll be sold when you go back to sleep. The first thing you'll want to do is clear a spot of land. Now, where you actually plant depends on where you want to go for. You can try and plant closer to the water here, which means you can fill up your watering can more often, which could be quite a good strategy. So that's what we're going to do today. So what I'm doing here, siphoning all the grass and all the little saplings of trees. You want to try and keep everything you get, as that might be important later. With these little trees, you have to use your axe. Same these little bits here. Pickaxe for the stones. All pretty simple stuff. Just clear this land. Now, you only start with 15 seeds. Let me clear this land first. There we go. Now, you start with 15 seeds. I like to do it a 3x3 pattern, and that is because of the chance of giant plants. Now, if you grow something 3x3, there's a chance that a giant plant can grow in its place. So just hoe out your area. I'm going to do 3x3 as discussed. Plant the crops down, one in each square, and then you have to water them. To start off with, your watering can only do one space at a time. Just water every one of them. It doesn't matter if you step on them. There are some plants that, when they grow, you can't step on because they have wooden beams supporting them. You want to try, of course, plant all the plants you have. So we have another 6. You want to kind of stand behind the thing. Good setting the turn on, actually. Go to your options. There's always show tool hit location. If you turn that on, it will tell you where the tool's going to hit, which will help you plant. I did 9, only meant to do 6, but whatever. On your first day, this is pretty much what it's going to look like. Make sure you get all your crops planted, clear the land first, clear any extra land you want. One of the important things you want to get first, if you press escape, go to crafting, is a chest. That's because you only have this as your inventory until you get a bag upgrade. So for that we're going to need 50 wood. I'd advise not hitting all the small ones, right? You want to go for the big trees to get it. You also want to keep an eye out for sap. Sap is very useful. Now, if you leave these stumps, they'll regrow back into trees. So depending on how you want your farm to look, you can get rid of them or you can keep them. There are 3 different types of trees you'll get. You can get maple, oak, and pine. That big tree over there is a pine tree, this one here. Which only really becomes relevant later when you get a tapper, which means you can harvest from them. Doesn't actually matter in terms of how much wood you get. They also don't give different kinds of wood, so the only difference is with the tappers. Now we're going to get 50 wood. Should be after I break this. Break the stump. I don't want any trees here, so I want the land. There we go. 56. Go back into the house. Now, if you're running out of room, something you can get rid of is mixed seeds. You can plant them. I'm just going to get rid of them, so I don't really care. And I'm going to make a chest. You can move everything in your house. Well, mostly everything. You can't move the chimney. And now this is where I'm going to put my stone, my clay, my coal. I'm going to keep these because of things I can make later on. Now, I'd also advise is going around the town. To the right here is where you'll find the bus stop, and further right is the village. These little worms you'll find. I call them worms. The game actually refers to them as like stems. I can kind of see how they look like stems, but they look like worms to me. If you use your hoe on that location, you get loot. Sometimes it'll be stone, it can be artifacts, it can be books, such as that, which will then go to the museum. We'll explore that later. Now, what you also want to watch out for is foraging. In summer, you can find leeks, wild horseradishes, dandelions, daffodils. This area here is one of the main foraging areas. And these will sell for a lot of money. Now, an important thing is to watch your energy for every day. For every action you take, apart from specific actions, using the scythe, for instance, doesn't use any energy, will use some of your energy. If you run out of energy, you will collapse, which is generally a bad thing, and someone will rush you to your bed and you'll get charged. Here you have the calendar, which is important to keep taking a look at people's birthdays and events that are coming up. People's birthdays, if you give them a gift that they like on their birthday, you will get a heart with them. That's the whole social aspect. Here's everyone in the game. Well, everyone in the game that I know of, which is so far just Lewis and Robin. Now, certain people like different things, but we'll get into that a bit later. Here's the shop. This is where you can sell most of the things you pick up, such as these three. I'm going to sell these for now, but I'd advise that you keep one of everything you have into a chest. That way, in case you need it for a bundle, which we'll go over a bit later. Now, I'm going to buy 3 more parsnip seeds here, because I like to have, well, equal crops growing. And then we'll explore a bit more before we run out of energy. Now, your day starts at 6 and it goes on till 2. If you're not asleep by the time the clock hits 2 in the morning, you will just pass out. So it's advisable to go to sleep pretty early. Okay, and welcome back to it all. I'm just going to show you this area north here. To get past certain bits in your farm, you will need to hack away, harvest them. Just north of your farm here is a little trail that goes around. I'll show you the map by pressing N. Just goes around this area. This is another one of your main foraging areas. It's here that you'll hopefully find wild horseradishes, daffodils, dandelions, that kind of thing. Don't actually find anything this time. Maybe next time. Right, going across here. This is where Linus lives. He's some homeless man. I don't know. Don't talk to him. He's weird. That's the carpenter. He'll go to build buildings to upgrade your house. There's Linus. Weirdo. This is also another good foraging area. Just south of here lies where the community centre is, and just south of there is the town again. Just going to have an explore. So here we are. It's basically around the areas I've just walked to, your main foraging areas, where you'll find drops and such. Not sure if we're actually going to find anything. A certain amount spawns per day. Let's get these worms. A certain amount spawns per day, and then you don't get any more till the next day. So they're not going to spawn throughout the day. Just looking around. There's a playground. You can't actually play on it. Ah. Daffodil. And that's practically the foraging routes. There are some other minor places, but those are the main ones. For foraging as well, you can also go to the beach, which if you head south of town, just keep following this road along. There's the saloon, where you can buy cooking recipes, drinks, food. That's the mayor's house. That's the graveyard. Don't worry about that. You don't actually kill anyone in this game, that I've heard of so far. This is the beach. You may be able to tell by the fact it's covered in sand. Ah, an artifact. I'll show you what we do with that in just a second. The beach is also where you can find lots of places, lots of things to forage. Mostly shells. And over here to your right is what I'd suggest you do first with the wood you get, which is for 300 you can fix this bridge. Don't know why you'd cry 300 to go across that gap, but we won't question that. On the other side is some rock pools. The rock pools are great for placing crabbing pots, used for fishing up crabs, lobsters, that kind of thing, which you get later. But early game it also creates coral and urchins, which you can forage for a lot of money. Now, artifacts are rare little things you can find. Sometimes you can dig them up. You can find them while mining. You can get them... I think there's a few you can get from plants, actually. And this is where you want to take them. Here's Gunther. He's sad because he opened a museum without having anything in it, apparently. It's just an odd design choice, in all honesty. Open a museum without anything in it. It's not really a museum then, is it? It's just kind of an empty building. We're going to skip this. Go away. So anything you get to donate, anything that has artifact on it, you can just bring it here. Okay, do this once for every item, of course. And there you go. And he'll be happy. And the more you get, he'll give you certain rewards. This is where books go. This just tell you about animals, plants, fishing, that kind of thing. So it's just more helpful information. Just north here is the blacksmith. It's currently locked. Oh yeah, closes after 4. The blacksmith is where you'll shake geodes to break open. So it's where you can buy certain minerals. You can buy some coal, copper. You can also buy iron, gold. Basically, if you're too lazy to mine anything, you go there. It'll also buy your ore from you, which the general shop doesn't. But I'd suggest putting anything you want to sell just in the shipping chest if you can wait. As you can see, it's 5 PM and we're very low on energy. If you have energy left at kind of the end of the day, don't know what to spend it on, you can always just clear more of your farm, to be honest. It's always worthwhile resources to be found. From wood, stone and fibre are going to be your main lot. You can also get different seeds from the trees. As you can see, my energy is getting very low now. If that drops to 0, I will just pass out. It's not very advisable. Before I do go to sleep, though, you don't lose any energy by walking around. Or by using your sword or scythe. Use those as much as you like. Now we're just going to put... If you right-click on it, and you click on something accidentally, you can just get out. It's pretty easy. I'm going to put the daffodil in here. I'm going to keep the rest. These can be used for a lot of building things, which we'll need later. So put them in the chest so they don't clog it up. There we go. Then go to sleep. After you sleep, you'll sell all the items, ship them off. That's how much gold we made in total, because daffodil's worth 30. Not the most productive day in the world, but at the same time, it's a start. Now from this point onwards, you just begin again. I'm going to sign out for now, however, and I'll see you in the next episode.